Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We're back once again for one of these said Mario Kart mini-series, and this time around we're going to be playing through Mario Kart DS and doing these said solo missions for this game. And I have to say that the solo missions are a very fun type of feature that actually happens here, and I love the unique different type of bosses that actually do go and show up, and you can actually use those type of said items that you originally went and used from before in these said Grand Prix as some sort of advantage within some of these, because I know that for one, in particular, since we're going to be heading into level 1 here in this particular video, is that we are going to be having to face off with the said bully, and we're going to be needing the super mushes for it. Now, these said solo missions are something pretty cool to go and kind of have within Mario Kart World, because I know that that's going to be a said type of returning feature from what I've been seeing so far throughout the different said preview gameplay type of trailers and whatnot, even from like the Nintendo Treehouse as well. It seems like whenever you're driving around throughout the open world, you'll probably come across with different type of said P-switches and other things, and you'll be able to kind of do like said type of mini challenges throughout all of those, and kind of a nice good little kind of callback to Mario Kart DS with all of those. Now, let's just go and head off into 1-1 here, and let's see what we are going to have to deal with. So it looks like we're going to have to deal with running through different set gates. So most of these type of set missions that you'll be coming across with will kind of give you like some sort of like interesting type of objective that we're going to have to go and do. Like such as for this one here, we're going to have to run through several different gates, and some of these will get harder as time goes on. But if you are a somewhat of a veteran type of Mario Kart guy like myself, we really shouldn't have too much of an issue coming across with some of the other different type of said later gates here. Now also as well, you will be running into said like item boxes that you'll have to go and collect, maybe some crates that you have to go and smash, and even potentially do some sort of the weird ones where you will have to like kind of hit several different cheeps or maybe hit several different crabs or whatnot, depending on what type of enemies that are kind of showing up as a obstacle that are going to be like in a way or something like that. I know that here in 1, for what level 1 is going to be, is that we are going to have to reverse backwards throughout the Luigi's Mansion area. Alright, so there we go, and we collected several amount of coins, and we actually got ourselves with the 3-star. Now, if you are somebody that wants to go and try to 100% everything with it here, the set type of missions, have fun, because majority of the time, trying to get those 3 stars can become somewhat of an issue as well. I think depending on the set type of coins and some of the other different type of said missions, that'll kind of make things a little bit more difficult for that set 100% though. Oh, I think we somewhat kind of missed out on that item box there, so we will have to kind of drive a little bit backwards on that one. But I think here within this particular mission, I think we're going to be doing somewhat fine. I think we are going to get ourselves, I think, somewhat around like a rank A. So as long as I can kind of keep myself around like rank A or rank star levels, I think I'll be fine. Now, if I ever do run into like somewhat of like a lesser type of rank, I'll probably go and maybe restart it and then probably potentially show that off to you guys for like another attempt or something, but we'll see what happens there. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to go and hit 5 different consecutive cheeps here. And for this one, we are going to have to worry about actually using the said type of star power-up. So that could be a little bit of a difficult challenge, because here at Mario Kart DS, using the star power is a little bit difficult to kind of get around with, so just kind of drive as best as you can without having to get yourself injured like that. Okay, so let's see. Let's try this out again. Maybe we'll do it a little bit better here. Nice. Alright, there we go. And if you guys are curious about how I'm actually doing Mario Kart DS right now, while the time I'm actually recording this, I am actually using my 3DS capture card for this. I actually had to go to my local retro game store to actually pick up with an actual set physical copy of this game, because for me personally, I don't actually have an actual set physical copy of Mario Kart DS. I do actually have an action replay of Mario Kart DS, but I don't actually have, or I should say not really action replay, but an R4 type of digital version of Mario Kart DS, but not really in the way of having the actual set physical copy. But here, while I'm actually doing this series, playing with the actual physical copy is really cool, because I never got to experience it before. Alright, so now we're going to actually have to go and drive through Luigi's Mansion backwards here in this one. Unfortunately, I believe drifting is not going to be playing as a factor. I don't believe drifting can actually work while you're driving in backwards. So you will kind of have to kind of do this a little bit more in a slower type of state. But not to worry, if you don't really hit yourself around with any of the type of tight corners there like what I just went and did, you should at least be somewhat fine. Alright, here we go. No boos haven't showed up around, so they're not going to cause any type of distractions, so that's good enough. And just keep on driving back, and I think by this point now, we are all set and done, so very nice. Okay, so let's move on into another said one. We only got ourselves just only 2 more other type of objectives here, and then the boss battle. Alright, so this one is going to be a collection of different set coins, and I believe here for this type of set item box will give us the triple mushes, so very cool. So just use the triple mushes wisely here. You don't want to go and blast off all of them all that too much, or else you won't be able to get the special type of ranking that you want to go and get after all of this. But I think we're basically done, so very nice. Yeah, most of these type of missions should only take you about maybe a minute or so to get past on some stuff. Some of the different type of maybe power slide type of ones that are going to happen here in this one could probably take a little bit. Because I think for this one, I think I kind of had to somewhat restart it because playing here on Mario Kart DS to try to do the drifting in this one is a little bit of a challenge because sometimes they kind of like to push you back and kind of do some of these different type of said outside drifts, so you kind of have to do it from the inside to kind of get around through some of these type of said different turns here. Now some of these different type of said tracks I don't think we ever got to see, I think, in Mario Kart Wii all that too much. Yeah, so we're gonna have to unfortunately restart this one. But I think some of these different type of tracks from DS actually did show up, I think, in the Mario Kart 8 DLC updates as well. Okay, so let's go and try it out again. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, so well, all that we have to go and really do for right now with all these different type of turns is that we have to wait until it hits orange. When it hits orange, then that does mean that we'll actually be able to go and do all these turns here. Oh, no. I think we're still good. Yep, we're still fine and everything. And there is the finish line. Hooray! We made it through. Now, another level that is going to be showing up is that we are going to have to face off with a Pokey, I think. Or not a Pokey, but I think I think iRock, actually. The same type of character that was back in Mario 64 DS. That was actually a boss that you were able to go and fight off with. I remember actually facing off with that boss before, and that actually gave me somewhat of a problem. And it took me almost about half an hour to finish off with that guy. But here, in this type of set post recording, after from what I can know now, is that guy wasn't actually that much of a problem. But anyways, there's the bully already set up and finished and done with. And level 2 is going to be open. So see you guys then, and of course, peace.